the thing is, this is the second time I've done the online course development program. I'm from the history department, but I also teach gender studies. And so gender studies is a very different class to teach online than history is. So I wanted to go through the program again because I had, like Larissa would know, I had so many questions about ways to make the lectures and things just more discussion oriented, because it seems so one way online. So I used the same structure I used before. I did add a trigger warning because this is gender studies and people are doing these things at home. And so, I'm talking about pornography and sexuality and things that they might not want their kids hearing. So I put a trigger warning. I have, this is all on the Start Here page. The welcome video that goes through the, I just realized it says your name up there. That's strange. Okay.
Oh, because I'm logged in.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. But it just goes over the syllabus. It goes over how to just, go through the website. And then the syllabus and course calendar, how to comment on VoiceThread and my icebreaker activity. I also added for the first time, besides the trigger warning, the tech and academic support, a link right here, just so students had it. I mean, it's also on the sidebar, but, you can never have too many things. I mean, I actually have used this for my History 102 class, and I have actually had people ask me where to start. And this is the page they open up to. So there's as much hand-holding as is needed. I've learned to do that, right? Weekly assignments, I use the folders, and this actually, I should say, is set up as an 8-week online course. Because of the core requirement where we do the 8-week course. I was asked to do that by the person who runs gender studies, but I'm actually teaching it as a 5-week course for the first time in summer session 1. So I'll have to take this and kind of bring it together. The basic setup, I mean, I'm going by the 3-click rule. Students should be able to find everything in 3 clicks. So for their assignments, weekly assignments, click 1 each week here, and then they have their to-do list. Their lectures, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. Lectures and their assignments are all here. One of the things I've used recently is the lectures are now a required part of participation. So VoiceThread has this cool new feature where, I don't know if it's new, actually it's new to me, but the students have to watch every part of the lecture. If they fast forward it, they don't get to submit it at the end. So I've used it 2 semesters now, and I did it for a hybrid class in the summer, and I did it for an online course in the summer and this fall. So far, no complaints. They get the participation grade. It goes, as soon as they hit submit, it gives them full credit in the grade book in Blackboard. So I really like that. And I did it because I noticed a lot of students just simply were not watching the lectures. Some of the things that changed for this class was I used VoiceThread for a while, but this is the first time I sort of got a little bit more creative with VoiceThread. I put YouTube videos in VoiceThread so that the students could then do discussion board questions based on these YouTube videos. The participation grade. And using VoiceThread for setting up a class debate. So the debate, I used somebody's structure you shared with me. I can't remember who.
Beth.
Oh, okay. So
For the thread boxing.
Using the thread boxing.
I'm doing the thread box too. Larissa knows all of it.
Yeah. So we got like the whole debate is right here in this folder. And I do debates all the time in class, so it was just trying to figure out how the structure would work online. And so essentially the step 1 is read the article. Read both the articles, both sides of the debate. And I make all my students all the time read both sides of every debate. They have to communicate with their group, and they can get onto their groups right here. This is what I like the best. I mean, it's really, if they are reading the directions, they can just click if they're assigned to the yes group, and click if they're assigned to the no group. The video shows them how to create their presentation, and then they can just, I mean, it's really, I think it's user-friendly. Just click the add your own. I don't know how much more easy it can get. I know I will have multiple questions about it.
And you can refer them to us, so we'll
yeah.
help them out. But yeah.
But I thought this was a pretty cool setup, and this was my video for basic instructions for them too, so that's just right there for them. what exactly I'm requiring them to do. So this was one of the things I guess I would say I was most excited about in the design, because this was new to me, doing these online debates. And then I guess what the other thing that was exciting was putting YouTube videos in VoiceThread and using VoiceThread for discussion boards. I did two OLC classes this term. I'm actually in the middle of one right now. The concept mapping one, which concept maps are something I use regularly, but it's only been a couple days, I've already learned something totally different than how I use concept maps. So that may change. I use concept maps already. So I may change that eventually. And I did a gaming one. The gaming one was cool. The only thing is I don't have a lot of tech ability with all these sorts of softwares to create this sort of gaming structure. So I did actually create a game, an idea for a game, but I didn't actually create the actual game. So what I did instead was create a discussion board from it.
Was it a urinal discussion?
No, that was actually, that's one of my usual, I think I put that in week 2. That's one of my usual icebreakers in the class, a urinal game discussion board. We show like 3 urinal stalls, and they only ask the men in the room which one they would use in certain scenarios. So if you walk in, it's empty, which one would you use? And they almost always say the same thing every semester. If someone was using one, what one would you use? And so it's just like it's just a way to talk about masculinity in our culture. It's a fun discussion.
I actually did that to my husband. Like, so you walk into a bathroom, there's 3 urinals, which one do you go to? The far one. Okay, you walk into, and there's a guy in the far one. What would you go to?
The first one.
Yeah, the first one.
As far away as possible.
Right.
Like a
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
See,
Like, okay,
Exactly.
you walk in, there's some of the first one and some of the third one. What do? You go,
Wait.
I wait.
That's exactly what everybody says all the time. And then we discuss why men do that. And then we talk about women in the bathroom. It's a totally different discussion. So yeah, I added that as a discussion board on here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which means that the bathrooms aren't even constructed the way that people are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's we talk a lot about bathrooms and gender studies. You wouldn't think, but bathrooms come up a lot, actually.
Well, it sure was big in North Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the ones that's one of the things we talk about. The first time I did this, I did an OLC on infographics. So I had created an infograph about me, and I used the same thing. And I do update it. Actually, this is not the updated one. Oh wait, no, yeah, it is. So I did an infograph of information about me without being too revealing, I think. Sharing something about myself. And then the other thing I use is Twitter. So I embedded my Twitter in my Blackboard, and I use this from semester to semester. And I just I've used Twitter for a really long time, to do articles. I teach modern American history, so a lot of my stuff is very contemporary. So I was printing out news articles constantly and bringing them in. So instead I did a Twitter account. And students got annoyed because I wouldn't follow them back if they followed me. So basically I was like, all right, I'm just going to put this up there, and I'm going to tell you about the news articles if you're interested in. And a lot of them, they're about recent news and history news and gender news and that kind of stuff. So I don't know how many of them use it. I like to think they do. So so overall, this is my second time doing an online course development program. I love it because I can ask a zillion questions and I get the answers. I usually have grander ideas than what I'm capable of doing. So it's very helpful to have people I can talk to about it. This is not a criticism about the online course development program. Personally, I wish I knew different software programs that I could do things like gaming. It's just, when do I actually have the time to do this?
Right.
I think about I've created this game for this OLC gaming class, and it's like, this would be really cool to have. I don't know how to do it, and I just don't have the time to figure out how to do it, at least not right now. So there was gaming software they had, but it was already set up. It was like, do this fantasy thing, but we'll people it for you kind of thing. And then you couldn't use, I also didn't want to throw new software at the students. And I don't know. Again, my ideas are often better than what I'm capable of doing. So that's it. that's my class. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
Thank you. No problem.
Yeah, I went a little quick because we did have my review.
Yeah.
I really like the notion of using Twitter because I have a Twitter for another organization, and it's just something I'm still not familiar with. I think I'm resistant as well because it's like one more thing.
Yeah.
You know, I can get lost on the computer, and then before I know it, 2 years is gone. 2 hours is gone.
Yeah,
I really like that because that really is a way that a lot of people.
And the thing is that when there's something important enough that I want to talk about with students, you know, there was something, I was having a conversation with a Cold War class that I taught all semester, and there was an article that I was telling them about, and I don't know, maybe this was, I don't think this was it, but I brought it up. Because if they didn't actually go ahead and bother to look at my Twitter account, I at least knew where it was, and I could bring it to them and say, hey, this is, I want to talk about this. This is recent news, and this is directly related to what we're studying right now. So it was way easier than just constantly printing things out and just passing them around, pretending they're actually looking at them. So,
They might read this.
yeah, exactly. And I do refer them to these things. And I also put up things specific for the history majors, too, things about careers and history, and some like, this article, guys. So yeah, it's been helpful, and I can't tell you how I did it. I Googled it once, how to embed Twitter on Blackboard.
Yeah, we found a video.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Because all I do is copy it from semester to semester.
It's like you have to go to Twitter, you have to create a widget, and then
Yeah.
copy that widget. And, yeah.
It was actually, I kept
Don't let
screwing
them-
something up,
Yeah,
but
you
eventually I
did.
got it. So I was like, well, I'll just keep copying it.
I'm going, no.
Yeah. I think I actually copied it from the old Blackboard to the new one, too. Right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I haven't touched it in a long time. So,
I know, I was like, oh, I'll just see how Denise does it. And I'm like, oh.
yeah, I don't
I don't know
know.
either.
Yeah, I had no idea. So yeah, that's it.